Hey guys, welcome to Tech Douche. Today we're going to be addressing an issue with the blue Snowball ICE. Maybe some of you guys are experiencing this issue, maybe some of you aren't, but my issue is it seems to be very, very loose at the base. I don't know what the deal is, but it's just very, very wobbly. It's just not very sturdy, and I have a lot of problems. If you can see there, if you bump it, you get a lot of feedback. If you aren't, what we're going to do today is we're going to take this microphone apart and see if there's a way to actually fix this. So obviously, first thing you're going to want to do is, if you have your base attached, is to go ahead and unscrew the base. As you'll see, there's a thin ribbon around it, in which it's just a piece of tape. You just need to pull it up. Obviously, for aesthetics, you're not going to want to tear this apart, so I am going to you can use a knife, razor, spudger, something to get up under the corner and just get your hands on it. Obviously, you don't do what I'm doing. It just peels up very easily. Obviously, be careful not to tear it. And then just set that off to the side. There are 4 Phillips head screws on the back in each one of those holes. I actually don't have a Phillips head screwdriver right now, so I'm just going to be using a flathead. Okay, wow, I was expecting there to be hinges, but it doesn't look as if there are any hinges at all. It's just this, that's the base, just a piece of metal, no hinges, nothing to hold it in. It seems to be cradled on the inside in there. Let's take it apart and see what's causing the counter pressure. And get all the screws all the way out. Alright. It looks like the microphone, and there are rubber grommets, as you can see right here, that seem to be holding the screws in. If you edge this out easily, the screws fall right out. Two of my screws still haven't come out all the way. Push those. Be careful not to damage any of the wires. Alright. So, looks as though this is primarily the speaker. And then with some foam, which lays down on this side with the actual circuit board. And it doesn't look like there is anything in there that maintains the pressure. The only thing that I can think of is probably this mesh. It's the only thing that I can think of that would cause counter pressure. Actually, that is what it looks like, is holding on the counter pressure. I imagine that if we are to push that mesh in a little bit, we'll probably get the pressure that we're looking for and be able to fix the issue with the loose base. So let's try and do that. Actually, there also seems to be a thin piece of rubber that is in here, and I imagine that this has something to do with maintaining proper pressure on there so it doesn't slip and roll around. Don't do like I did. I just threw this around. See a piece of rubber? Mine must not be holding it in place very well. This is the other side. It's just a piece of plastic. And it looks as though this is really what holds it in there. So you know, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and fold up a piece of paper, and maybe this will help hold that piece of rubber out. It doesn't look like it's going to work. Let's just cut it down a little bit. I think it was too thick. I don't think it's going to fit. So once again, slide that into place. Stick this back into place. Now it seems to be holding it out just enough. Push that rubber piece back in there. Let's see if this works. I'll be happy if it does, because it's been very frustrating how wobbly it is, and with all the feedback that I've been getting. Obviously we want to take the rubber grommets and put those back in place. I imagine that that is rather important. If I remember correctly, it was like this. Well, those grommets act as standoffs. Standoffs, grommets, same thing, I suppose. Just be careful. This wire on this other side is the LED. If you like your LED. If you don't like your LED, go ahead and rip it. If you do like your LED, try not to damage it. Alright. And try your best to line everything up. It looks like there's a small notch for the LED wire to go back through. Go ahead and close that up. Imagine it's going to be a small feat to line up these screws. So I'm gonna just push one in. It helps if you go ahead and pre-line them up. I'm going to try and get 2 in, and then I imagine the other ones will be lined up fine. Have you noticed I have not put the ball in yet? Reason being, smooth move on my part. I'm hoping that if I just get it threaded a little bit, then I don't have to fight with, yeah. As you can see, these don't really want to go in. You got to get it lined up right. Alright, I got 2 in. Might as well get the rest in too, just to be on the safe side so we don't have this thing falling apart on me. That's 3. I believe I have... forgot to put this back in, so that's a problem. I lost a screw. Okay, so we are actually going to take this out again. This piece right here that I forgot to go in, it has to go in, and there's a notch right there and the 2 notches. You can't just slide this in perfect right up and down, and then realign your screws back through the standoffs. grommets, whatever you want to call them. Go ahead and screw everything slightly back in. I'm giving myself a small enough gap just to slide the ball back in, because this was a pain to keep everything together. See, there's about a 1/8 inch gap once you get the screws in. So let's go ahead and get that last screw in just a little bit, get it threaded. So here we go. Let's try and push it in there. Obviously I've given myself a small gap. Go ahead and once it's in, looks as though you should be able to just squeeze it together. Now it's looking, in my case, like I put too much pressure. I think that as you can see, the little rubber piece on the inside there isn't letting this close all the way. It's probably just because the paper is keeping it pushed out so far. I'm hoping this doesn't cause an issue. If it does cause an issue, we're going to have to take it apart again, which I don't really want to do. But it looks like once you get it screwed in, it doesn't seem to be an issue. So let's go ahead, let's get all the screws screwed back in. Go ahead and grab this, line it up again. All right. Seems to be back together. Seems to be very rigid now. I guess the best way to test it is to screw this back in. And that's extremely rigid. Oh wow, yeah, that's not moving anywhere. That's not moving anywhere at all. That's nice. Cool. So there you have it. Easy way to fix the base when it's loose on you.